Hello, everybody, and thanks for hanging out on a special night, a little, Friday night. We got a little bit of a different night for a stream, but it's always kind of fun to jump in whenever we can and have a very special guest on tonight. Somebody that I've had a lot of fun following their channel and that they're super supportive, not only just to myself, but just always hearing them cheering on people coming in the comments, recognizing them, throwing out shout outs to them. It's always very, very cool. So I appreciate when people do that, especially to smaller channels like myself. So, but I will say I will not waste too much time. I want to get her out here and get talking, but I appreciate everybody hanging out here on a Friday night. So this is going to be a little bit of different movie club. There'll be tie-ins with that, but I love reaching out to some other creators that are out there doing YouTube and Instagram that are a little bit different than what I am. It's fun to check in with other people, what their interests, their passions are, things that they're, showing and sharing with everybody out there on the internet. So pretty excited about this. So with that being said, we're going to bring out, if she's ready, we're going to bring out Katie, Main Street Cowgirl. Hello. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Oh, maybe she can't hear me. Can you hear me all right? Or
I can hear you now, yes.
Oh, okay, okay.
Can you hear me?
No, that's all right.
Yes.
I was building y'all up and then I was like, oh, did I just have my mute on or something? But no,
I might
honestly,
need to go touch the camera really quickly because I feel like I need to press something on there. So give me 1 sec. I'm going to go press something.
No
and
worries.
See if it helps.
No worries. Go for it. Go for it. So everybody, thank you very much. I know Friday nights can be really busy and crazy, but I appreciate y'all hanging out. This was just a night. I've been really, Katie and I have talked a couple times about trying to meet up and do a stream, and life and busyness and everything kind of comes in the way. And this was one of those nights that ended up working out. So I appreciate everybody coming in to say hi. So Katie, thank you very much for hanging out on my little channel for the night.
I appreciate you inviting me, Corey.
So I was going to say right off the bat, you have a very cool background going on with your collection. So I know with your channel, you have a love for Disney for sure. You have a great mix of interests, I'd say, that I've seen on your channel. So we'll see what we can dig into. I don't want to take you too long tonight, but at the same time, we'll see what we can all hit on. But I will tell everybody in the description of the live stream, I have Katie's Main Street Cowgirls link for her YouTube channel out there. If somehow you have not come across her channel before, please, 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 doesn't cost you anything. Go click it, sub up, and check out her fun live streams. She's got them going on all the time. So Katie, I'm going to shut up for a second and let you say anything about your channel. Like what, if somebody came to you and said, hey, I heard you do YouTube, what would you throw out to them? A little high overview of your channel.
I guess basically I just like to share Disney, my love of Disney, the facts, the history, just the joy it brings. There's so many people that watch that either can't get to the park for one reason or another, haven't been since they were a little kid, and they're watching because they want to relive some of those memories or see what's changed since then. We get a lot of viewers also that have medical reasons why they can't make it to the park.
Oh, for sure.
So it's a way for them to kind of escape life.
Yeah.
Something that we all like to do. I mean, even through movies and music.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
But it's a great way to kind of escape life and, just have a little fantasy land of your own for a little bit. So
I'll agree with that 100%. I'm smack dab in the middle of the country pretty much. And it's not an easy trip for me, but it's fun to be able to kind of live it through somebody else's eyes, as they're going through and experiencing some of the, if there's a new ride or a new food item, it's kind of fun to watch that. And
Yeah,
let you inform us about it.
we tried the pink milk the other night over in Galaxy Z,
Pink
and
milk.
was not a fan. And I think you
Not
could
a
tell
fan.
that from the expression on my face. Was not a fan at all.
So, okay, but I got to ask you though, what was the flavor they were aiming for that?
So, from what I understand, and if Maria from Mandarina Adventures hops in here, she can confirm because she's tried it as well. From what I understand, it was supposed to have like peach notes to it
Mm.
and like fruity things, but to me, it literally only tasted like the pink amoxicillin medicine that kids would get.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
terrible,
That's not a
terrible.
that's not a tasting note you want to aim for.
No, not at all, not at all. So that was a one and done for me.
All right. Well, you know
Yeah.
what? Maybe you save somebody some money. You, you gave them a heads up of what if you like that taste, go for it. If you don't, go on to the next treat. So,
Exactly, exactly.
well, if you're good with it, I'm gonna run through just really quick, say hi to some people that are in the chat quick, and then,
For sure.
like I said, this is kind of free for all. I have some questions for you. I know you said you had some questions for me. I just want this to be open, hang out, and it's just fun to have some time. You were talking about your dogs. My dog is barking right now. I don't know if you can hear it, but
I can't, but maybe everyone
okay,
else can.
maybe everyone else can. And we got a big old Yole lab that wants to say hi to everybody, and he's going. So that's when you said your dogs might bark. You will not offend me one bit because I have a dog that likes to speak up at the best moments ever. Best moments ever. Um, so if I pronounce any names wrong, they're new to the channel. I apologize, but Seti Webb, I'm going to say. I appreciate you jumping in here, saying hi. We got Nanette in here saying I'm very tired, but not able to say, oh, no worries at all. Thanks for just jumping in and saying hi. I appreciate that very much. We got Jacob in here saying, what's up? Good to see you. Yusarn G in here saying hi, everybody. We got Jennifer Marie saying Katie girl. So we got, I love some new names jumping in here. So apparently we got some fans. I know you have a lot of fans. When I check out your live streams, you pull in a good crowd. I'll say that for sure. Has
It's a
that been
fun bunch.
something that's, I don't mean this in like a weird way, but like, does it surprise you, or you're like, it just seems like you have a good following on your live streams. Pretty
It
steady, pretty
does, but
steady.
it doesn't. I mean,
Okay. Okay.
it does in the fact that, like, I don't know why they're watching me out of all their options.
Don't we all
But
do?
it
We all
doesn't
do
in the
that.
fact that it's Disney. So, you know,
Yeah.
there's so many people that love Disney. So that part doesn't surprise me. But out of all their options, I'm like, why me? You know, so.
Don't we all do that where you're sitting there, you're like, did you mean to click on my channel, or were you trying to get a different one, or something like that? But I think we all, downplay ourselves. No, you should not downplay yourself at all. You got a lot of great personality. I'll say we'll get into that. But you keep your live streams active. I mean, especially for how long you go on some of your streams, you keep it active and chatting with people when you can. I do love. I know, like I said, I'm going to be all over the place, but how respectful you are on rides that are quieter, and you're like,
Yeah.
I'll catch up with y'all after the ride is done. And so I appreciate you doing it that way. Like, you obviously love the experience yourself, but you don't want to take it away from anybody else, right?
Yeah.
Or, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but
No, exactly. You never know if there's a family in the ride vehicle with you or in front of you or behind you that have never been to the park. And this might be their one and only time experiencing that ride. And I think it's just so inconsiderate to talk through the ride or anything like that. So, you know, they paid the same amount as everyone else, so they deserve to fully experience the attraction at its fullest. So, yeah.
I think that's really cool that you do that. And maybe it seems obvious to do it, but I don't think everybody does that either. So
Right.
I think it's cool where you're like, hey, the ride's starting. I'll catch up with you in a couple minutes, kind of a thing. And very, very cool.
Thank you.
Sorry, I'm gonna just say hi Anybody, if I miss your chat, it's not on purpose. We got Candy in here saying, hey there. Good to see you. We got, hey, I know that person too. We got Katie in here saying, hey, friends. So I appreciate I always do that too when I go on live streams. I love jumping out and saying hi to people. Aurora loves Disney saying, hey, guys. We got Jeff in here, John Doe Juggalo saying, good evening. Good to see you, my friend. We're saying, hi, Corey. Good to see you. We got Tony of Basement Blues. I know this is a friend of mine that is a huge physical media collector, and he's a big fan of Disney movies. So that might be something, too, we might dig into if some of the movies growing up, if that
For sure.
led you into this enjoyment of it, or if it was something else. But
For sure.
he's definitely a big Disney fan, which I can't argue one bit at all. Okay, sorry not to put you on spot, but Jacob here says, Main Street Cowgirl, can you please say hi to me tonight on camera?
Hi, Jacob.
You didn't want me to say hi to you? I mean, no, I'm joking. Candy in here saying hi. I'm gonna run through these really quickly because, like I said, I know I have a limited amount of time with you, and I want to make sure we use that to the fullest. Emily in here saying late reaction. Yeah, maybe to me, I don't know. I usually take a little bit. All right, like I said, I'm speed running through these just to say hi to everybody. Park and Sip, we got Bacon. That's another West Coaster there. Our buddy Bacon over in the LA-ish area. But good to see you. Got Big Al Presents in here. Yep, doing good. We got Jesse in here. Thank you, everybody. Like I said, I want to be respectful of Katie's time, so I'm still trying to find out that nice balance of going through everything, but with chat and everything. But Emily was saying, Corey, ask Katie to say Bruno. She loves it.
I don't know the guy.
No, we'll see how many people that want to like just have some jokes with us. You never know with live streams. You never know. Mouse Girl was saying, hey, here to see the cowgirl. I don't blame you one bit. I was excited to have her on here. And like I said, I'm going to run through really quick here. Oh, they changed it. It said Bacon on camera. Do you know Bacon, Park and Sip?
Yes, I know Bacon very well.
Okay. Yeah.
I thought they're wonderful people.
Yep, absolutely. I thought you did. So that being said, I apologize, but trying to figure that balance. The only reason I do the live streams is to have that interaction with the chat too. And I know you do. I feel like you do a really great job with that with your live stream. So how do you feel how do you feel like when you, okay, two-parter.
Okay.
Like, how long have you been doing live streams, and when did you feel comfortable with how well you kept up with the interactions with people in the live chat?
In the next couple of months, it'll be 3 years.
Okay.
And I interact the way I do because I would watch some live streams, and I, as a viewer, would get frustrated when I would ask questions in the chat and not be acknowledged, not be responded to. So
absolutely.
I understand how that feels as a viewer.
Yeah.
And, I feel like if someone's taking the time to write something out, then they deserve the time to respond to it. So that's just me. I know a lot of, especially Disney live streamers, they only respond to people that are like big gifters or super chats or whatever, but I feel like everyone deserves to be treated equally. So
I love that. Cause your time is money too, right?
Yeah.
So your time is a donation if you're jumping in and saying hi. So I absolutely love that. So 3 years. So 3 years ago, if you say you started, how did Main Street Cowgirl start?
So it started out actually as Disney Loving Cowgirl.
Okay.
And I started out just posting content on Instagram because I felt like I was flooding my personal like Facebook and things like that with so many Disney pictures. And I was like, wow, like everyone's going to be so sick and tired of seeing all this Disney.
Yep.
Everyone was like kind of teasing me, like, oh my gosh, Disney again, Disney again. And I was like, I know, I'm sorry. So I was like, I'm going to create something that literally only people that want to see Disney stuff can go check out. So I started posting on Instagram. And then I wound up making some friends, and some of them were friends with other live streamers and content creators. So
Yeah.
it kind of introduced me into that community.
Yeah.
And as time went on, a lot of them were kind of new to Disney and didn't really know a lot of information.
Yeah.
And I had been coming to the park since I was like a toddler. And so if someone would ask something and they didn't know the answer, I'd be like, oh, it's, you know, yada, yada, yada. And I would put it in the chat, or if I was there in person, I would answer for them.
Yeah.
And as time went on, like a lot of my friends were like, you know, way more than half of these content creators out there about Disney. Like, you need to live stream yourself.
Yeah.
I was telling Corey before the stream started, I was so reluctant and hesitant because I don't like being on camera. So it's really weird. And that's why if anyone watches my streams, a lot of the times, like Anthony, my friend, he comes and he helps with some of the camera work a lot of the time.
Yeah.
And he'll put the camera on me and I'm like, no. Like I'll kind of back away, or I'll duck out, or I'll hide. You know, I don't like being on camera. So it was like kind of facing that fear and that insecurity. Same with like pictures and stuff. I'm trying to like push myself out of my comfort zone. My whole life, like my family would be wanting to get pictures, and I'd be kind of hiding in the back, you know, ducking down.
Yep.
So it was facing that. And I honestly was kind of like, but why would anyone want to watch me? Like, you know, there's so many other people that are so much better at this. And, you know, I don't know. So a lot of it was just kind of getting over my own insecurities and fears and getting out there. So
Absolutely. And I think exactly, we were talking about this a little bit before we came on live too, where, and myself included, I'm throwing this myself in this too, but it's interesting how many people I've met through you that are doing YouTube or Instagram, or, you know, getting out there and doing some of those things that have some of those insecurities. And I'm like, oh, me too. Like, I thought I was just the one that was like scared to get out there and do that. But, it seems like that's a common thing, but, I think it's helped me, with my public speaking a little bit. I don't know. Have you felt over the 3 years you getting out here and doing this, even whether you're right on the screen or you're just talking, have you felt a confidence change with that?
Absolutely. The public speaking has gotten much easier.
Yeah.
I was so bad at public speaking when I was younger. I remember specifically being in history class my freshman year in high school and having to get up and do a presentation, and I almost passed out. They made me go to the nurses because I was so like, just the color was draining from me and it was so bad. So yeah, it's definitely helped with the public speaking aspect of things. And
Yeah.
I still get nervous. Like, I don't know if you can see me like kind of fidgeting with my hands and stuff, but
Believe
know,
me, you'll see my chair. You'll see my chair swing back and forth or something. I fidget and do things as well. So no worries about that at all.
But yeah, so it's helped a lot, definitely. Absolutely.
So with that being said, when you're out in the parks and doing that, you're around a lot of people. Is that ever a thing for you, or that doesn't bother you? You know, if you're not just up front in the camera, you know, as long as you're not doing that and there's a lot of people around you, that doesn't bother you too much? Or is that a little bit of a challenge being around so many people out in the park?
It's weird because when the camera's not on me, because a lot of the time when we're in the park, I don't have the camera on me.
Mm-hmm.
And so when the camera's not on me, I'm literally like this reading the chat on my other phone, and I'm immersed in that. So I'm kind of almost like tunnel vision. I'm not aware of what's going on around me.
Yeah.
So sometimes I'll look up and I'll see someone looking at me because of like what I'm talking about or whatever the case may be. And I'm like, oh, that's right, I'm in a public setting. You know, it's like back to reality. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm so focused on the stream that I'm not really hyper aware of what's going on around me a lot of the time.
I can see that. So have you ever been thrown off being recognized in the park?
Yes,
from
and it's
your
really,
YouTube?
really bizarre because
Hmm.
you have so many people that know you. They know your
Hmm.
voice, they know your appearance. They like people will say, I found you because of your laugh. They know my laugh.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and they'll come up and they're like, Katie. And I'm like, hi,
Yeah.
how are you?
They're
Because
like,
they
you're
start
an
having
old
full
friend of
blown
theirs.
conversation.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, start having a full blown conversation. And I'm like, I'm not trying to be rude, but I don't know who you are,
Yeah.
you
Yep.
know? So it's still sometimes one of those things where I have to like check myself and be like, oh, wait, they watched the stream, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. So,
So
do you remember kind of the first time that, not the specific, but like, do you remember like that first time you're like, wow, somebody recognized me from something I'm doing on YouTube?
yeah, yeah. And
Yeah.
it threw me off. And, you know, it's funny because sometimes people will act like you're a celebrity. And I've had people cry. I've had people like
Oh,
come up
wow.
and they're like shaking and "Can I just get a picture with you and stuff like that." And I'm like, I'm like you. I'm a normal person. There's no reason to get so worked up. So
That's,
that just kind of always catches me by surprise that someone reacts that way when they see me.
oh, that's
So
interesting. Oh, I love it. I've heard that from people that are, bigger channels that have been doing some stuff, and they're just talking about that first time that somebody they don't know walks up and is like, they know them because they've
yeah,
watched hours of you hanging out with you, listening to you. And like you said, maybe they heard your laugh over their shoulder and they're like,
exactly.
I know who that is, kind of a thing. And that's interesting. So Disneyland specifically, what drew you to that? What drew you to that, or Disney in general?
Um, well, my mom was a big Disney fan herself. She grew up going to Disney
Okay.
when she was younger. And so when I was a small child, we would go every Friday after school and work.
Nice.
Um, and we got annual passes. And it was back in the day when the passes were like laminated cards. And every
Yep.
visit they would like hole punch it. So
You're like lunch card. It's like,
exactly. The park wasn't open every day back then. So it
yeah.
was, you know, so I made a lot of like beautiful memories with her. And then she passed when I was young.
Hmm.
And so that was kind of like my place where I felt connected to her
Yeah.
because we did make so many memories there. And then like you were saying earlier, like Disney movies too, because when I was younger, we didn't have money. So we had like basic, regular TV channels like 1 through 13.
Oh, yeah, me too. Yeah, like we
Yeah.
have like 3 or 4 channels.
Yeah. And I
Yep.
lived on VHS tapes.
Oh,
So
absolutely. Absolutely.
my Cinderella got, used nonstop. I mean, whatever was available at the time. I lived on Disney movies when I was a kid.
I love to hear
Yeah.
that. So like the classics that drove that love to, well, that
Absolutely.
and that time you with your mom, that's very cool.
Yeah.
I love hearing that. So that was one thing I wanted to hit on. I know I kind of hit on more movies and music channel stuff, and I know your YouTube channel is different, but it ties in directly where, like Disneyland or Disney World or any of that environment, stemmed off of the animations and the movies that came out. And I was just kind of curious,
Yeah.
when your love of that started, but it sounds like pretty young, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. I
What?
think honestly, my Cinderella, specifically Cinderella VHS, I probably watched hundreds of times. I don't know how the tape didn't break.
It held up. So is
Yeah.
it still one you can go back to as an adult?
Yeah. I love Cinderella. I
Yeah.
think that's such a beautiful movie.
Yeah.
And I even have, still to this day, the original band VHS case for The Little Mermaid.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Yeah.
I actually just bought. So I love collecting physical movies. I have that at home, and I actually just upgraded and got in not too long ago the 4K of The Little Mermaid. So
Oh,
that was
cool.
one thing I was throwing out to anybody in my household that wanted to watch that again with me. That's one I hadn't watched in a long time, and I was like, it'd be fun to revisit it, and just the songs, the music. There's just some of those that just feel so iconic.
Absolutely. I couldn't
Yeah.
agree more.
So what got you wanting to start recording in the parks? So you had the memories with your mom, the love of the movies, growing up with it. What made you say, I'm going to press record or go live in the park?
My first stream was actually one of the Disney After Dark events
Okay.
that they had years ago. It was called Princess Night, and it was the first time they'd ever done one of those events.
Okay.
And I was like, you know what? I'm like, this isn't something that everyone gets to see every day. I'm like, what the heck?
For sure.
I'll go live.
Yeah.
You know, so it was something special. It's the After Dark events at Disney. They'll have like characters that aren't typically out during the day.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? It would be cool for everyone to see and experience. And it was brand new. So no one had, seen one of these events before. So that was just like kind of sharing with everyone, I think, was kind of what motivated me, because a lot of my friends even wanted to see it and they didn't have tickets.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I wish I could remember the year. It's been quite a few years ago now. My kids are older and out of the house now, but when they were younger, we ended up getting some tickets and went out. And one of our first experiences with them was a later night event. It was Mickey's Not So Spooky Halloween, I think they called it at the time.
So scary, yeah.
Or Not So Scary Halloween. Yeah, sorry, I knew I was gonna mess it up. And they brought costumes out with them when we came out, and there was like trick or treating in the park, and so was so much fun. So yeah, those later night ones, like you're talking about, it's something, even people that get to go to the parks, it's not something you see every day, and maybe they couldn't get out there for that. So, oh, that's awesome. I love it.
I have to say, because I saw Bacon's comment, Park and Sip's comment about the Lion King VHS. The Lion King soundtrack, I burned through that cassette. Yes, cassette. Oh my God. I remember taking it on my freaking Walkman with me to camp, to summer camp. And like just singing the songs, belting them out loud on the bus up to camp. And yeah.
I love it. I was going to run through just real quick. I saw a few others, but Jessica's saying Katie will make you feel seen, heard, and welcomed. And I will agree with that 100%.
Oh, thank you.
100%. And so that doesn't surprise me when you're talking about you're so immersed in your phone when you're going around the park, because you have way more people in your live streams than I do. And that's not like a downer thing, but I'm just like, wow, the way you keep up with it is impressive. And that's something I keep on trying to work on.
It can be a lot at times. There was a couple of years ago, we did a New Year's Eve stream, and there was, I want to say 20,000 people watching, and the chat was just moving at such a fast pace. I was like, there's no way I can keep up. I was trying, but I was like, I'm sorry, I'm trying to read everything, but welcome in everyone. And that one was an insane stream, but I try and keep up as best I can. It's hard sometimes though.
Yeah. And USRG was saying, I agree. Like, I think that's where it draws me in, like your channel, Katie, when people aren't focused just on themselves. I think what he's saying there, and focused on what they love and want to share, it's much more interesting. I completely agree with that. Bacon was saying, I cry and shake when I meet Katie every time. I got no shame. I love it. I love it. Nikki, how we doing? Saying good evening. I was just gonna say hi real quick. Like I said, everybody, just want to be respectful of Katie's time. So I appreciate all being in here and saying hi. If I miss anything, you have a question for either one of us, please throw it out. If I miss it, please put it out there again. But Katie, the next question I was going to ask was with Disneyland being so, a lot of the rides are themed, not all of them, but like a lot of them are themed after movies or experiences of Disney. Do you feel like if there's any movie you have a connection with that draws you to that ride a little bit more, you have a little more enjoyment, or it enhances the experience, or you just love it for what it is?
That's a good question, honestly. When I was younger, definitely the Roger Rabbit ride, because I was obsessed with that movie when I was young.
Yeah.
Now I don't know if there's any ride that, like, in particular that draws me because of the movie.
Yeah.
There's some rides that I'm drawn to just because of the connection I feel like I made when I was younger.
Yeah.
But that's a good question. Yeah.
Not to tie in, or not to, I will be tying into it, but not to keep on going on that. But so with some movies that you have enjoyed in the past, do you have any ride that is based off of a movie or animation that you enjoy because of that connection?
Um, probably like Peter Pan and Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you feel that there's any movie that hasn't gotten a ride yet that needs one?
Oh, that's a good one. There's a lot. There's a lot of movies that deserve rides. Um, some of them I'm excited because they're rumored to be opening or getting built over at Disney World with the new Villains Land. Like I feel like Emperor's New Groove
Okay.
is so like underrated and not getting the attention it deserves most of the
Mm-hmm.
time, like
Mm-hmm.
merch and everything else. But the rumor is that they might be building a ride over there in the new Villains Land
Yeah.
that ties into that one. I don't know. There's a lot of movies that need attractions. Absolutely, yeah.
So ones that already have it, like you said, that one you feel like it's not getting the attention or love that it deserves. Do you feel you ever lean into that sometimes when you're on your live streams? You're like, I love this ride or this attraction or something they have at the park, and I'm going to try to lean into it a little bit so people maybe they get to experience it through my channel and show it a little more love than what it's getting.
Yeah, I
Or,
think so. And then
yeah.
I also like to kind of sometimes discuss with everyone, like, if you could have input and build a ride, what theme would you like? What do you same like you asked me, like,
Yeah.
what a movie or character deserves their own ride or land or whatever. And it's really cool to see everyone's input. Because a lot of it's like, wow, I didn't even think about that. That would be really cool, So yeah, absolutely.
So I apologize if you have videos of this. I never claimed to be an expert and like know everybody's backgrounds, but have you ever gone to Disney World?
I have never been to
Never
any
been.
other Disney parks. No,
Okay. No, that's all right.
in California.
Yeah, no, that's okay. Um, I've been fortunate enough with our kids to go to both of them and they had a blast at both. And, yeah, I just was curious if you had gotten around to any of the others, but it's very nice if you're close to that one and can get like the pass and go there on a regular basis. I definitely could see where that's really nice to be able to
No, it's a
hit
goal.
that.
I definitely want to visit all of the Disney parks
Yeah.
at some point, but just haven't done it yet.
Yeah. Well, I mean, some are quite a ways away too, because
Exactly.
is there Paris and Hong Kong or am I wrong with those? There's a
No,
couple.
you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I don't know
the
if there's
bigger
any
issue
others.
for me too is coordinating with all of my animals too. So
Oh,
that becomes a
which
factor.
I want to talk about that at some point too, because we have a connection there too. So, but I love your love of Disney. So I was kind of not to keep on going on to that, but when we were out at Disneyland, and it's been quite a long time ago, there's the Disneyland and Disney California Adventure. Is that right?
Yeah. Yes.
So, what's your vote between those if you had to choose one?
Oh, 100% Disneyland.
Okay. Do you
Yeah,
enjoy both of them?
I do. I do.
Yeah.
And I
They're
think
just different feels or
absolutely different feels. Yeah. I feel like Disneyland is more fantasy based, whereas Disney California Adventure is, I don't know how to word this, more carnivalesque in a lot of
okay.
ways.
Okay.
I think they did a great job with Cars Land. To me, that's more fantasy type. But I
Hmm.
feel like a lot of the parts of DCA seem more like a carnival or a fair or something like that
Oh, I
based.
got you. No,
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying. Yeah. I have not been to that one. So when we went there, we only did Disneyland when we
Okay.
were there. So I did not get to experience that part of it. But I was curious. I know it's even like Disney World. There's the different lands, and people have their favorites and ones they like over the other. It doesn't mean the others are bad. Just was kind of curious about that. So when we were there, I really loved the Haunted Mansion, and we were there
Yeah.
during Halloween. So they leaned into something I really like is Nightmare Before Christmas, where they themed
Yeah.
it out, for that. Do you have any favorite themes or seasons? Because I know they change up with Main Street Cowgirl. That Main Street, when you come in there, don't they decorate up for different times of the year, or different rides
Yeah.
take on different themes? Do you have any time of year or theme or ride that you love to see that new change come around, or not new change, but it come back around where you get to experience it?
I do love the Haunted Mansion when they change
Yeah,
it over. I love both forms of it. I love the OG original version, and then I
absolutely.
also love the layover with the Nightmare Before Christmas because I love that movie.
Yeah, I do too.
Um, and I they put so much effort. It's insane. I mean, I don't have it on. I think it's on the phone that I'm actually using to stream on right now.
Okay.
Um, but I have like all the statistics on what they do to change it over, and it's like hundreds of pumpkins, thousands of candles. I mean, the
How much
amount
they
of
put
effort
into
that
that.
goes
Yeah.
in is unreal. So that one's obviously a favorite. And then Cars Land itself, the whole
Okay.
land over
Yeah.
in DCA, they do a phenomenal job decorating that land for both Halloween and Christmas time.
Oh, cool.
Um, those are like, I tell someone, if you're going to come to DCA, come during either Halloween or Christmas because it's so cool to see it all decorated.
Yeah, like I was saying, we got to go out for that the Halloween time for that late night visit to the park, and I loved the decorations. I'd been there before, quite a few years before that, but getting a picture in front of the big Mickey jack-o'-lantern, the
Yes,
pumpkin, and just think I just loved it. But I think a lot of the pictures I've seen of Christmas, I think looks beautiful down the main street. I'd love to experience that at some point.
yeah, Christmas is magical on Main Street. It really is.
Yeah, I love that. Um, so if you had to choose between, we're throwing a few different rides and things. Do you have any favorites that you go to that
Yes,
you, doesn't mean you don't like the other ones, but do you have some you kind of lean towards, or that you're
yeah,
like, oh, I'd love to go back and check that one out again?
definitely Haunted Mansion that we just
Yeah,
mentioned.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Big Thunder Mountain, which is like a
Oh yeah,
railroad roller coaster themed ride.
I enjoyed that one a lot. I'll agree to
Yeah.
that. Hmm.
Um,
That's like
Peter
what I grew
Pan.
up with. That's what, sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but
No,
that's
you're
what
good.
I grew up with. That was kind of the roller coaster ride that made me feel like a kid again, kind of a thing.
Yes,
So
yes.
yeah, but anyway, sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. Peter Pan,
Okay.
just
Yep.
because the fact that you're flying over everything, it seems like you're completely immersed in a whole other world.
Yeah.
And then there's an attraction that opened a couple years ago called Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway that's over in Toontown.
Oh,
I
okay.
really enjoy that one too.
Nice. No, I had a yeah, that roller coaster. I had fun. That was like one that I'm like, okay, this felt like my, and I think maybe sometimes that's the joy of going into a park like that. Like even with as you're an adult, you kind of get that fun feeling when you were a kid and got to
Yes,
experience some of those fun things.
absolutely.
Yeah. Um, I'll still remember to this day when we were there for that Halloween one, the Haunted Mansion, the ride had a little bit of a breakdown, and we were
Okay.
stuck right where it's towards the end, and you're looking down the hallway, and there's like the candelabras floating around, or there's some things you're looking down this long hallway. My daughter got so scared, and she's like, "Can we go now?" And I'm like, "No, I'm sorry. It's like stuck." But they even came over a thing and said, like, "We're working on getting this going," and we're just like facing down this hallway where you see things floating around and everything. And she was like, "I'm done with this one." So I felt bad, but we got her some dessert after that. So
That's funny.
speaking of which, you have a lot of fun things on your channel, like trying out. They rotate menus at a lot of the stops that you can pick out, the restaurants or the little stands, and sometimes some one-off things. Anything that do you have an old favorite and anything new that's popped up that you're like, kind of like, oh, this is worth shouting out?
Old favorite, gotta be Dole Whip.
All right. That was going to be one of my questions. Churro or Dole Whip?
Uh, Honestly, they both have my heart. I had a churro last night. Um,
Those are like
they're both so
classics.
good.
Yeah.
Yes, I feel like churro warm months. I mean cold months because it's nice and
Yeah.
warm,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then Dole Whip on the warm months.
Oh, absolutely.
Gives
Yeah.
that balance.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but new favorites. Right now they've got a cold brew over at Red Rose Tavern in Fantasyland.
Okay.
That's really good. It's a chocolate cold brew with a cherry cold foam.
Oh,
So it's like a dessert that's caffeinated almost. So I like that one a lot.
that sounds very interesting. I'd check that out. Wow.
Yeah.
So do you feel like they have a good variety? Like you constantly have some new things to try out? Because it seems like every time I pop in there, they're like, well, whether it's things they cycle through different seasons or trying out new things, you find you have a lot of different things that like, oh, I got to check this out now. This is something different that I haven't seen.
Yes, but it can also be a bad thing to some degree because you get your favorites and then they take them away.
Yeah, the one thing you absolutely love, and then it's like, oh no, that was just for a limited time.
Yeah. I was
I
like,
could,
oh, just cry a little tear. It'll be back next year,
uh,
hopefully. But
I could see that. I could see that. And I definitely can see what you're talking about. Like, yeah, if you got a chilly night, having a nice warm churro or some hot, summer day, get that Dole Whip.
yep.
I totally could see that. It's kind of like now in winter here, we always joke around that it's soup season, chili or soup.
Yeah.
You get something nice and warm and hearty to have during those. But all right, so we figured out that between churro and Dole Whip, but depending on the season. Um, what would you think you would go for more? It's funny, like I haven't been there a lot of times, but we had a lot of good times when we were there. But there's some big events that happen during the whole day that you can take part in. Two of those I think are fireworks at night or or the parades that go on sometimes during the day or at night. Do you feel like you lean towards one or the other, fireworks or parades?
Probably parades because
Okay.
the fireworks are not guaranteed.
Oh, correct. Yeah. Yeah.
So, like here lately, the last few weeks, it's been canceled a few times because of the wind.
Oh,
So,
I gotcha. Yeah.
yeah, I love the fireworks shows that Disney does, but it's so frustrating when you camp out because you do. If you want a really good spot to watch the fireworks,
You
you
got to
need to
camp
camp
early.
out for a while. And man, if you've sat there and you've committed and you've waited, and then they give that announcement, like,
Oh, I
no,
could
no fireworks. I mean, it's just like, oh,
I could understand that
So,
being heartbreaking, especially
yeah,
if you've been sitting there for hours or whatever. But do
yeah.
you
So,
do you know
so I,
like
I say parade because parades are pretty much guaranteed unless it's raining. So,
I gotcha.
yeah,
No, I could see that. And you get to
yeah,
see with some of those, I think our kids enjoyed both of them, but the parades you get to see a lot of different characters, and I think they enjoyed that
yeah,
a lot. Uh,
absolutely.
but a lot going on too, dancing and music and everything. But uh, do you have a roundabout what's the longest you've ever waited for a show, a parade or a show?
Ooh,
Do
probably
you have
about
a
3 hours.
3 hours? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you bring if you're going to be camped out for that long to hit something, you want to do it. Do you have any survival tips for people if you're going to camp out for a while to make sure you have a good seat, things to bring, things to do to keep you entertained? What do you do?
Yeah. Well, I'll even go farther than that. Candlelight processional that happens only 2 days in Disneyland at Christmas time.
Oh,
We camp out all day for that,
oh,
for a spot.
yeah.
Luckily, I'll be there from like 9 in the morning until 7 or 8 at night when the processional happens.
Okay.
So, definitely a blanket to put down on the ground,
Yep.
and probably some sweaters or something to kind of cushion it as well.
Yeah.
If it's warm, umbrellas because you're going to get burnt to a crisp
Oh,
otherwise.
sure.
Um,
My for
Fans,
my
handheld
fore
fan.
my forehead gets burnt really fast, so I'd have to have a ball cap or something on for sure. But
Yeah,
mister
fan.
something.
Sunblock if it's
Yeah.
hot again, even if it's not hot, because the California sun can be deceiving.
Oh, yeah,
Uh,
it doesn't feel hot, but it's still gonna burn you.
yeah, especially like on those overcast days, those can almost be the
Yo,
worst.
yeah, for sure.
Um, water for hydration and
Yeah.
extra battery packs for your phone because you're going to get bored.
Well, that's the thing now. You at least can, well, as long as you have an internet connection or something, you can have a little entertainment. But no, I was just kind of
Exactly.
curious because I was figuring as much as you do that, you got to have like, okay, if we're gonna, you're gonna be camped out for a while. What am I bringing with me? What's a
Exactly.
must? What's a must?
Exactly. And I mean, if you
Uh,
have friends and you can kind of tag team and,
yeah.
one of you mobile orders something to eat or drink and, the other one goes and grabs it while the one person saves the spot and vice versa. So that can help a lot.
So, okay, sorry. I know I told you, I warned you, I'm going to be all over the place. But like with that, if you're going to be camping out for quite a while to be able to see something like that, and you definitely want to see it, uh, do you have any tips or tricks or like common courtesy things that you wish people knew when claiming a spot or hanging out for that
Mm.
long? It doesn't have to be a bad thing, but just like, this might be something to consider if you're going, or you think you got the greatest spot in the world and then later you get told you got to back up, or like if there's like something just to kind of watch out for.
Yeah, a lot of times people will sit on the curb in front of the trash cans because those spaces are usually open, but
Mm-hmm.
Disney won't allow you to sit there. So if you try and sit there for 30, 40 minutes, they're going to kick you out five
Yeah.
minutes before that parade comes through.
Okay.
So definitely a warning for anyone that tries to do something like that. Um, gosh, maybe ask cast members where the walkways are going to be because a lot of times people will try and sit there and then 20, 30 minutes before the event begins they get told to move.
Yeah.
So
If you've been sitting there for a long time, I'm sure that's pretty frustrating.
exactly, I feel
couple
bad for
hours and
people
20 minutes
and
before you're like, nah, you got to go.
yeah, and I feel that I try and warn people because a lot of times when I'm streaming like specifically parades, I'll a lot of times camp out near a trash can because I can set my gimbal down
Oh,
and kind of
gotcha.
rest my arm.
Yeah.
And so I'll see a lot of people sit in front of the trash cans, and I try and warn them like they're going to make you move, so go get a spot, that you're not going to have to move.
Yeah.
But sometimes they just think you're trying to get them out of there,
Get
and they
their
kind of
spot.
look at you funny. So yeah, I'm like,
Unfortunately,
but
people don't expect you to just be nice. They're like, oh,
exactly,
they're trying to get my spot. This is a good spot. Or, but I love that you're doing that though. You'd be like, hey, just let you know, they'll probably kick you out of that spot there if you're
exactly.
wanting to hang out for that. No, that's interesting. So with the experience, so you obviously are at the park a lot, different times of day, night, morning, everything. What feeling do you like better? Rope drop in the morning or a late night special event?
I'm personally a night owl, so I
Okay.
love nighttime Disney.
Okay.
But there are certain things that you cannot see at night that they only have earlier in the day.
Yeah.
So you got to find that balance. So
I love it. Sorry, I just saw this pop up. I know I'm way behind on the chat. Everybody, we're having a great chat. I again appreciate your time, Katie. I absolutely
oh,
love
no
it.
problem.
Bacon, I just saw dropped a $4.99 super chat in here, which super generous of you. I appreciate it so much. But he said, Corey, ask Katie if I can watch the horses when she goes to Disney World. I want to rename my. I want to rename myself to Texas Pork Slinger. This is awesome. Love y'all. So there you go.
Bacon, I have one thing to say to that.
And I didn't even bring it up. I meant to show it. I'm reading it, but I didn't even show it. So Bacon, very, very sweet of you, man. I appreciate it very, very much. And everybody in the chat, I appreciate you being here. Like I said, I know I'm not going to be able to hit it all the time, but just want to respect Katie's time and, pick her brain as much as I can as we're going through this. We doing good so far? You doing all right?
Yeah.
All right. All right. I didn't know if you were like, oh, let's wrap her up, bud.
No.
So being a creator, YouTube, Instagram, whatever you're going to be streaming to out in the parks, those are obviously busy areas. Disneyland, DCA, they're busy areas. They're very popular, understandably, and a lot of people. Do you I know we've talked about, you getting into the phone and kind of not immersing yourself with the people around you, but do you find it awkward or fun to do that?
I think initially I found it very awkward.
Yeah.
But now it's awkward to be there and not be streaming.
Oh, yeah. You used to
It's
feel like something's not right.
yeah, it's weird because I do get some anxiety and stuff like that with crowds.
Okay. Yeah.
But when
There's
I'm streaming,
a lot
I
of people
don't
there.
notice it.
Yeah.
When I'm streaming, I'm so immersed that I'm focused on the stream and the chat, and I'm less aware of what's going on around me.
That's interesting.
So when I'm not streaming, I'm hyper focused on all of it, because I have nothing else to focus on. So it's really weird, the shift, because
Yeah. Yeah.
it's much easier when I'm streaming to be there around like all the crowds of people. So it's really weird.
That's super interesting. So live streaming, it calms you a little bit being around all those people because
I don't know
you're focusing on something else a little bit.
Yeah,
more,
it changes my attention span to something that I can like almost fixate on, and yeah.
Oh, that's very interesting. I love that. But I can completely understand that too, because you got a task and you want to make sure you're keeping up with everybody in there. Like I'm not doing in the chat. I will get to the chat. I promise. But Katie's so interesting. I got so many things I wanted to ask her. And you had some, I don't want to go too long. You said you had some questions for me too. So
I was curious where your channel name came from.
all right. So Wilky's is a nickname that has been through my family. It's short for our last name.
Okay.
So, yeah. So, interesting enough, my grandfather, so my dad's dad, he was a captain. He flew. He was a pilot of a B-24 bomber in World War II, and on his flight jacket is Wilky. And
That's awesome.
yeah, so he was Wilky. My brother for a long time went by Wilky. It was just kind of a short nickname for our last name. So honestly, there's so many times I look back and go, maybe I should have thought about my channel name a little bit more before I did it. But when I first jumped into it, I just loved. There's so many things I was interested in, and maybe I should have left it a little more open on the channel name. But movies and music definitely were some things I and still are things I love to just take in, experience, and talk to people about. So I was like, I'm going to start doing that. But then I love kind of branching out from that too. So as long as people don't get annoyed that I go on little side missions once in a while to something completely different. But yeah, that's what it is. So Wilky's, Wilkerson. Yeah, the last name. So Wilky. It was just
sorry, Leslie. I saw your comment. I just got to spin it just for you.
What's that?
I saw Leslie's comment, and I just had to spin that for her. She said I'm taunting her with the popcorn bucket.
Oh, I did see her as Team Cowgirl there. So I'll catch up with everybody. I promise. But all right. No, so one question down. You got any others?
You said horses were an impact on you, so I was curious.
Absolutely.
Where that all came from.
So live in Midwest America, out in the middle, flyover state. Grew up with horses. I lived on a farm all the way up through college. So my dad's still on that farm. We always had horses, cattle, hogs, did all that. But my older brother and my younger sister, we all showed horses. We'd go to horse shows as kids. That was our entertainment. We'd load it up in our truck and our big gooseneck trailer and go to some horse shows.
What events did you compete in?
So I ducked out earlier than they did. So I was more of the kid events. They went a lot farther with it. Okay. Like my sister definitely, she did more barrel racing when she got older. My brother, he did a lot of other stuff too, but they always joke that myself and a few other boys that were around my age, that we were all, you kind of get to know the families and you end up going to the same horse shows and stuff. There's some of us boys that traded in our horses for BMX bikes. And so we were riding those around a little bit more at some point. But I always remember there was these, again, are little kid ones, but there were like showmanship shows. There was like, for kids, there was walk trot, they'd announce what you needed to do and you do it. The egg race. I don't know if you ever know, with a spoon and you're holding the egg in the egg. If you could not drop your egg, there was like fun things like that. And then started getting into like poles, like the
pole bending.
Yeah. Yep. But at that age, it was pretty slow. I wasn't bending too much stuff. I was just kind of like curving. But yeah, I was kind of more like that, but yeah, mine was pretty simple stuff. But even after I got out of the horse show thing, I still really enjoyed, we would go on trail rides. So
very
go
cool.
places. So I actually enjoyed that more. Just going out, and there was some parks and things that you could take horses out on the trails and just go out in the woods, and always have fun with that. Yeah.
Very cool.
So your horses, I know I've seen on, so sorry, not saying you can't ask another question, but since we're on horses, I've seen you out there taking care of yours, feeding them, riding them. How'd you get started on horses?
I got started. I've always been that kid that was obsessed with horses.
Mm-hmm.
I had the Barbie horses, the My Little Ponies, the full 9 yards.
Yep.
And when I was really little, I used to beg to go horseback riding.
Yeah.
And my aunt would say, when you get older, I'll take you, because we were in La Puente area at the time. And my aunt was like, I'll take you to the City of Industry, because they have an area where you can rent horses and go on a trail ride.
Okay.
And she had taken my cousins, and I hadn't gone yet. And she kept telling me, when you get older, and then we moved. And I was like, I'm never going to get to go. So one day for my birthday, I opened like a card, and it said, you're going to get to go horseback riding, whatever.
Oh,
and
nice.
So it was a rental in San Juan Capistrano. And the rental horses, the trails went up into the orange groves, kind of behind where the mission is.
Yeah.
And we were out trail riding, and it was a female guide on her horse, and then my aunt and myself. And my horse, I don't know what caused it, but it spooked and it took off running. I don't know if it got stung by a bee. I don't know. And it bolted. And usually rental horses are slow as molasses, but this thing just booked it. And my aunt's freaking out, and the lady, the trail guide's like, hollering, pull back and no.
Yep.
And I got the horse stopped and turned around and coming back towards them. And the lady's like, you need to get her in riding lessons. Like, that was natural. That most people can't do what she just did. Like, you need to get her in riding lessons.
She's got a knack.
Yeah. So after that, I started taking riding lessons, and then eventually leased a couple horses and started showing, and wound up getting my own, and haven't looked back since.
They're beautiful animals. And the ones we've had, even the ones that had a little spunk in them, they just are just kind of animals. It's just one of those things. I always found it, I don't know, it's kind of therapeutic when you just go out and hang out with them, and whether you're riding them or not. The ones we've always had, even the ornery ones, like I said, they had a gentle side to them, all of them. And they're just beautiful animals. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I kind of prefer the ornery ones. So
yeah, one of my first memories.
Never dull.
Absolutely. So speaking of which, it's funny when we were naming some of our horses when we were kids. It's kind of funny that some of the names we had come up with when the parents let us name some of them. But one of them that I was on, oddly enough, was we called him Dynamite. And that was the first time I had a horse rear completely up. I came off, went straight on my back, couldn't breathe for like 2 minutes. You get the breath knocked out of you. And I was like, yep, he's Dynamite for sure.
They live up to their name. They 100% live up to their name.
Yep. No, it's funny. There's some that still to this day, my mom will even be like, oh, I miss There's one that was always, there's some odd names that come up for horses, but one was Drip. Do Drop Miss was her full name, I think. I didn't name her, but it was always just Drip. And that is a buckskin, just sweetest horse in the world. We had her forever. And my mom to this day will keep talking, like it's one of her kids that she doesn't have around anymore, but it was the sweetest horse in the world. But you just get attached to them like crazy. So I'm going to run through here really quick. Candy was saying your favorite ride is Dumbo. Is that true? Or is that a joke?
Favorite.
Her favorite. Her favorite. You know what's funny is I know some people that will go on the craziest roller coasters in the world, but they will not be able to go on the teacups because of the spinning.
Funny.
Yeah. Do you have any that you can't do because of something like that?
Not so much because of that. There's some that when I'm not streaming, when I'm actually paying attention to what's going on around me, that I'll get anxiety in the queues. More so than others.
Yeah.
Like Jungle Cruise, when it goes upstairs.
Yeah.
You're kind of confined because the queues, the aisles are really small and narrow. And the only way in and out is the one staircase that everyone has to use to go up and down.
Gotcha.
And so if you're kind of tucked away in the back corner, I start getting anxiety because it's so confined and tight. And
so not necessarily the ride, but the waiting queue area that they have.
Correct. Yeah.
It's just confined and you're stuck. Basically.
But I'm an adrenaline junkie, so I'll go on whatever.
No, nice. That was one that was kind of fun when they did the Halloween night was the Space Mountain. They threw in a couple extra things in that, but that one throws me off a little bit because you don't know when you're going to drop or turn left or right or something with it being dark like that. So that was kind of crazy. We had Larry in here saying Friday Night Corey. Absolutely. I'm going to run through, like I said, everybody, I apologize if I miss people. I just want to maximize my time with Katie here tonight. Larry was saying the Hong Kong one has the Tron ride, right? I don't know. Is there a Tron
at Walt Disney World?
Oh, is there now? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. There's Bacon also saying he'll babysit the horses again. Okay, I'm curious to know more about this phenomenon called chat royalty. I guess I don't know. Dear. I don't know. Do you know?
That's their self-coined term.
Okay. What enlighten me?
Just a certain group of viewers that, have extra sass and
Oh, I gotcha. Yeah, I gotcha. Give a little fun to the chat. So we got Mr. Mischief in here saying, hey all, good to see ya. Love seeing new people in here. I appreciate you jumping in here and saying hi. Like I said, if I miss anything, it's not on purpose, just kind of running through, and love everybody in here saying hi back and forth to each other and talking to us. I just want to make sure I at least say hi to people that are in here. And if I miss it, like I said, I apologize. Definitely jump in again and say something if I miss it, if you have a question for either of us. But I got a great group in here. Where did I miss? I saw something pop up here. Oh, we got right here. New member. Thank you very much. Slim Devon's Adventures. Thank you very much. I appreciate that very, very much. That's very generous of you. Got some new stuff I'm going to try to do for membership things. But do you ever find that that's a challenge for you to, you can have fun doing the same things, but just like looking at trying to mix up or add something different into your streams? Do you ever struggle with that, or is it just me?
Absolutely. I mean, finding different things to talk about when you're doing the same things over and over and over again every day,
Yeah.
It can be hard to kind of find different topics of conversation and things that everyone might have an opinion on or an interest in, because it's easy to interest like one demographic, but then you have everyone else. So you want everyone to feel included. So
absolutely
struggle sometimes.
Yeah. I'm still really new to all this, I'll say, I don't know how long I can say that. You know, it's like, how long can you say you're a rookie, you know, before you're like, no, training wheels are off. You got to get going. But I always find that interesting. So with that, mixing things up or special nights or things like that are at the parks, or even doesn't even have to be with the park, whether it was the horses or one of your cooking streams or Legos we were talking about before we went live. Do you have any video that or live stream that surprised you how well it did?
The New Year's Eve one, that one like shocked the heck out of me. I thought we'd get a lot of viewers on that one, but that one was absolutely unreal.
Just this past New Year's Eve?
It was actually a couple years ago.
But it just,
because for whatever reason, I end up sick almost every either Christmas or New Year's every year. And this year it was New Year's. So, no, but it was, I think 2 years ago. And again, like I was fairly new at that point to streaming. I mean, I'm only almost 3 years in. So that one really, really just, I was in awe at the numbers. It was absolutely insane. So,
yeah, well, I mean, it's a special holiday, you know, a special time.
Yeah.
But so were you out at the park, or what are you doing?
We started the night because Disneyland for New Year's Eve. And I recommend this for anyone that ever wants to go. Get a park hopper, which means you can go into Disneyland and Disney California Adventure. Because Disney celebrates New Year's twice. They celebrate East Coast and West Coast. And I recommend doing one park for one of the celebrations and the other park for the other, because they each do something completely different. They're in Disneyland, the celebration is primarily on Main Street in front of the castle. They also do a little celebration over closer to Small World. And in DCA, it's over by Pixar Pier and the water area over there. And they actually set fireworks off, which is a rarity over in DCA. But it's amazing. Each different land has like live DJs and live music. It's just one massive party all night. It's the most incredible experience. And they stay open till like 2 a.m.
Oh, so you can go all night.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. So, maybe I'll have to try that out sometime. That sounds like a great time.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I always get, or what? Go ahead.
I just saw Bacon's comment.
Oh, did I miss one? Or is this one? When else fails, search for belly button lint. Is that what, or which one were you looking at?
He was live streaming the other day and someone said something about belly button lint. And he's like, I don't have any. And he looked at me, he's like, I lied. I do.
I missed that one. I got to go back and find that. So
and I commented on it, so that's why he's bringing it up. It was funny as all get out.
Oh, the things that come up in live streams, right? I don't know why, but I always find it interesting, like seeing some of the snacks and food things, and especially if they're not always at the parks and stuff.
Yeah.
Do you have any that you think are? I don't want to be negative, but do you feel some maybe are a little overrated?
For me, and I know some people might come for me for this one, the turkey leg. I was
going to say, I don't want to put you in a bad spot, so don't.
Leg. For me, the turkey legs, they're usually, I've never gotten one that's not dry.
Oh, okay.
So
I got you.
I don't know. I'm not a fan of the turkey legs. I'm trying to think what else. I don't know. There's not much else I can think of off the top of my head. Oh, maybe the Mickey pretzel. The Mickey pretzel is really dry.
Okay.
Dry and hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the two I think that are really overrated.
Do you think there's anything? So go to the flip side. Is there something that you really enjoy that you're like, why are not more people buying this? I don't hear people talking about this one.
Ooh, the churro toppy.
Ooh, sounds good.
Yes. Churro toffee, and a lot of people don't know about Nuddles. Those are specialized treats that they only make on certain days of the week and only in Disneyland.
What is it?
So it's a candy that they make over at the Candy Palace on Main Street.
Okay.
They make it by hand in the morning, and then it usually hits the shelves around 4 p.m.
Oh,
And they usually do 2 waves of dropping the product. So usually around 4 p.m. and then maybe like 6 or 7 p.m. for the second wave.
wow.
And it's a package of 8, and they're milk chocolate. I believe it's walnuts and caramel. So they're very similar to like a turtle.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
But they're so good. And they're so fresh, and it's just amazing.
Yeah. You sold
So
me. You sold me.
yeah.
I got to get that the next time I'm there.
Yeah.
So,
But they only make it on certain days of the week, and it changes every month.
oh,
So
is there a way
yeah.
to find out before you go, or is it just a surprise?
You can ask a live streamer if they can check.
So
Um,
I need to ask you the next time I'm out there. Katie, what day do I go so I can eat this? So, oh,
and you can also ask at the Candy Palace what they're making that day. If they're already making it, there's actually a display window as you're walking down Main Street where you can see them live making different treats.
yeah.
And there'll be a little sign in the window that says what they're making that day.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds good. Yeah. So one of my questions I was going to say, if you were going to pick out a couple, 2 or 3 things for me to try the next time I'm there that you would recommend for some good snacks, it sounds like that would be one of them. If that's
Yes, and the
available
churro
that day.
toffee.
Churro
The churro
toffee.
toffee is amazing. If
Okay.
if you like toffee itself and you
Yep.
like churros,
Yep.
then you
Yep.
can't go wrong with that
Sounds
one.
good. Sounds good to me. Do you got one other like gem that you're just like, no, yeah. If you never had this before, you need to try it.
Ooh, I've got 2 actually.
Okay. Yeah. Go for it. As many as you want.
Jolly Holiday, they have a raspberry macaron
Oh,
that's really good. It's in the shape of a Mickey head. It's large. It's definitely big enough to share.
okay.
And it's filled with like a raspberry cream and fresh raspberries. That one's really good.
Sounds great.
And then the cheesy garlic bread.
Ooh,
It's
that
like a
sounds good.
pretzel. It's like a cheesy pretzel garlic bread. It's really, really good. And then they also have versions of it with either like a kielbasa in it,
Ooh.
or they make a breakfast version with breakfast sausage. And yeah, so
I'm not gonna lie, that breakfast one, both sound great, but that breakfast one I think would be right up my alley.
yeah.
I'd love to try that one out. Oh dang! Now I got all the food planned out. So it's kind of funny. Some of our trips I've joked about. We plan some of our daily activities around food or restaurants we want to try. So do you ever find that with the seasons or different things that are coming out that you're like, oh, we should go this day because they're gonna have this treat or this food, and it's not always there.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
I actually this past month they had a special character dining experience over at the Grand Californian Hotel.
Okay.
They've got a buffet there. It's called Storytellers Cafe, and you can actually do the buffet, and then there's characters that can come out that you can meet during the buffet. And they brought a special character that's never been available for meet and greets in the park. Do you remember the old Mickey Mouse cartoons that had Humphrey the Bear?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So that was one of my favorites growing up, that character and all of his little shorts that he did.
Yeah.
So they announced that he was going to be there for meet and greets. So I immediately made a reservation for it. And it was so much fun. The interactions were great. The food was delicious. So I actually wound up going twice in 2 weeks.
Worth a second trip through there.
Yes,
So,
yes. It was
well,
so
that's
much
awesome.
fun. So
Oh, I love it. I love it. And I think this was like from probably your New Year's stream, but Mr. Mischief was saying over 2K live viewers. It was awesome. I think maybe your New Year's Eve stream
oh yeah,
you were
yeah.
talking about. Maybe, but no, that's very cool. Yeah, no, I'm quickest way to my heart is through my stomach. I always joke about that. I like my food, so there's nothing wrong with that. Do you have any Disney movies you'll still go back to as an adult that you still like to see? I know we were talking about Cinderella at the beginning of the stream, but I didn't know if it's still some hit for you that you like to go back and revisit or not.
There's one that's one of my all-time favorites, but it's not animated.
Okay, that's fine.
So one of my all-time favorite movies, which goes back to the horses thing, is a film called Wild Hearts Can't Be Broken.
I've never
And
seen that one.
I watched that hundreds and hundreds of times throughout my life. It based loosely on the true story of a woman named Sonora Webster, and she was a high diving rider for the horses over in Atlantic City,
Yeah, yeah.
and that used to travel with carnivals and fairs and things like that. So it's kind of like her life and her background,
Yeah.
and that one is like forever one of my favorites. So
Oh, now I got a movie I got to add to my watch list. I've heard of it before and I knew what it was roughly about, but I've never seen that one before.
yeah,
But
that one is like definitely one of my favorites. So
I was going to do a quick run through here real quick if you're still good, but Emily was saying turkey legs gross. So not a fan there. Like I said, I apologize. I know I'm not hitting everybody's, but City Webb was saying the breakfast version is great. It's at Maurice's. I was gonna say the breakfast ones. That always sounds good to me. So I would go for that. Larry was saying, speaking of Quarry, when you come down for Frightmare, we got to take you to Cookie Plug. Ooh, I'm interested. So this May, I'm going to my first big horror convention, and I might get to meet up with some other YouTube friends like this fine gentleman here, Larry, the horror cat dad. So apparently that's a place I need to go check out when we go down there. So I'm taking a little road trip, about a 12-hour drive. So,
very cool.
yeah, yeah. I don't know about you. I don't mind flying, but sometimes I don't mind a long drive over flying. I don't know. I kind of like the idea of if I just want to pull over for the night, I can, or if I want to stop at a gas station or whatever, I can just do it.
No,
So
I'm the same. I prefer
yeah.
to drive, but my problem is I like to stop at every single kitschy roadside attraction.
Do you end up like taking way too much time and or spending too much money because there's like
Yes,
things you get at the
yes.
things? So
It's like a 12-hour drive ends up being like 3 days.
yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. I wonder if that's about your movie there too. You Sarnji was saying that's such a great movie. I'll have to check that out. I definitely heard about it, but had not seen it. Ooh, gosh, where am I at here? Before I go too much longer, I don't want to keep you too late, but and I'm not saying I'm going to keep you like hours longer or anything. But are you? And you're okay if you're
I'm
good
good.
right now. Okay.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to take too much of your time. What do you think of the live action remakes of the Disney movies?
Ooh. Hit and miss. There's some that they
Mm,
did a phenomenal job on, and there's some that they should have just left alone.
yeah. So staying positive, what are some of your hits that you've enjoyed out of
I
those?
really liked the Beauty and the Beast
Oh yeah,
and
yeah,
the Cinderella. I think they did
yeah,
a phenomenal job on both of those.
yeah.
The Little Mermaid was nice. I'm a little conflicted with the change in the storyline, though.
Okay,
Um,
yep,
I don't know, because I feel like if it was another company remaking it, I could understand the change in the storyline. But I feel like since it was Disney remaking it, it seems wrong to me. But
yeah,
teach their own. But
yeah,
they did a beautiful job on the film itself, though.
yeah. It's always interesting when they go back and touch some of those movies that have a strong connection to a lot of people. I think there's a lot of those the originals that multiple generations have strong ties to. And I think that's always, like you said, hit or miss. It's kind
Yeah,
of a touchy thing to mess with something like that when you have the fan base or those emotions or the childhood growing up with certain movies. Because I always think now, like, what would be interesting is if, you know, 10 years from now, are they going to do a live action Toy Story or something? I know that's Pixar and stuff, but you know, like what I mean?
yeah.
Like some of that age range, if they try to start throwing movies in like that. But
Well, just
um,
like with like Disney buying, the Star Wars franchise and
oh yeah, yeah,
the Marvel and all that. It's like I think some of the movies they've done a phenomenal job with and shows and whatnot, but sometimes it's like sometimes more isn't better,
yeah,
So
yeah,
I don't know. I think it's like a fine line sometimes.
yeah.
But
No, it's yeah, like I said, there's just it's hard to touch some things that have a lot of emotions and nostalgia tied into them. I know when we went to the park with the kids that they got pretty excited about seeing certain people, you know, certain characters. Um, do you have any favorites that you like to run into? Doesn't mean you don't like the other ones, but any that you love running across when you're at the park?
Always Chip and Dale.
Yeah.
I love them. And a favorite that unfortunately is no longer around, the Evil Queen. There was a lot of drama around that one, but
I did hear about some of that stuff. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
she was amazing. And she roasted me on so many occasions, and I loved it. I would bust up laughing.
I heard she was pretty quick on her feet.
Oh, insanely. I mean,
Yeah,
like stand-up comedian quick.
yeah,
So um, she was always a blast to run into in the park. And then I love like the Winnie the Pooh character, you know, family. So yeah.
yeah. One fun thing we did, and it was not, I didn't come up with it myself, but some friends suggested this. But when we went out there that time for the Halloween thing, the kids, we got them, it was a soft cover thing, and we carried it so they didn't have to, but in a pack or whatever. But it was, I can't remember the name of the book, but it was kind of like encyclopedia of Disney characters. And it just had like, you know, a page, a picture of them and told about them and their backstory or the movies they were in or animations. And we brought clicky Sharpie pens, and they had
Oh, I
fun. They were
love
going
it.
around getting autographs from and so like on their page they would get the autograph on that. And so that's kind of fun that we have that. So that's like one of those
That's
things
really
I'm like,
cool.
I hope they still enjoy that as they grow up and maybe share that with their kids or things like that. But um you know, the parks have been around for a long time, and especially Disneyland for a long time. For the time you've been hanging out there over the years, have you noticed a lot of change? I know they always like bring in some new things or change some park around, but how do you feel about the changes over the years that you've been visiting it?
I feel very conflicted with a lot of them
Hmm.
because
Hmm.
I know Walt Disney, when he originally created the park, he had stated, you know, the park is always going to be changing and evolving.
Hmm.
That's what he wanted.
Hmm.
But it's so hard when you've become so attached to a attraction or a character or something like that, and then it leaves or it changes.
Right.
Um, like Splash Mountain, I was extremely connected to that attraction.
Okay.
Uh, a lot of like just nostalgia and memories and things like that. And the night it closed, I was bawling like a baby. And I
Hmm.
mean, it's crazy to someone on the outside. You're like, you're crying over an inanimate thing. Like, why? It makes no sense. But it's not actually the ride itself, it's all the memories that are attached to it.
Right.
And it's almost like you're closing a door on all of those memories, like they didn't exist almost. Um,
No, I can see
so
that. I can see that.
that's kind of hard for me, but I also have to understand, like, you know, they're trying to do what's best for the future of the park and draw in that younger audience because, like with Splash Mountain, most people don't really know the history of that attraction and the movie that it was attached to. And,
Yeah.
you know, the songs are actually from the movie and, you know, all of the drama attached to that movie and whatnot. So, you know, I understand them changing it over to a newer film that, you know, a younger generation can be connected to and all of that, but it's still hard.
Yeah, I
So
can
yeah.
understand that. Yeah, there's a lot of those things that you can jump back on as an adult and have kind of those memories or the flashbacks of that the time you spent, you know, years back with somebody or you know at that time of your life or whatever. So I completely understand that. But I was gonna say with switching gears a little bit, or before I keep on going, I know I'm talking a ton. Did you? I know you asked me a couple questions, but were there any others that you had for me? If you don't, that's fine too. But I feel bad when I keep on just rattling
What
questions off to
motivated
you.
you to start your channel?
It was I so originally was the movies I was wanting to watch and wanting to talk about them, and it's nothing bad, but like a lot of the people around me, they would watch movies, but didn't really care to talk about it like really in depth after that point. But then it kind of evolved from there, because then I'm like, well, I like other things too with music and stuff. So it was just basically a way to try to connect with other people to just talk about things I'm having fun with, and really got me going with it. And nice side effect of that, I think what you hit on earlier too was I think it's helped me in other assets or parts of my life too, with like public speaking, getting over some fears of that, getting in front of people, whether it's on a camera or being out in front of them in real life. So that's been a happy side effect, or whatever you want to call it, from the whole thing. But yeah, originally it's just having some fun with this stuff and wanting to reach out and find some other people that wanted to talk about the same things and have fun with it. And then now I just go random and go all over the place. So it's not always movies, but, but yeah, so it's been fun. It's been way different than I expected. I'd say that. I don't know how you felt going into it, what you expected compared to where you're at right now, what you thought would happen with it. But I've met some really good friends through it that was a very happy thing that I was not expecting to come from it. I just thought, hang out, have some fun, talk about some movies. And, but there's people that I talk to in my everyday life that I met through doing this. That's been a really cool thing too. So
yeah, for me, the connections with the people are like,
yep,
what makes me keep coming back.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's times where I'm just like stressed or I'm exhausted and I'm like, I don't want to stream today. I'm not feeling it. But I'm like, no, like, it's the people, it's the connection.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I've made some really amazing friendships through it.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
I mean, the fact that you can literally get to know people from the opposite side of the world is just incredible.
Right.
The people that you never would have met in any other way, so it's really cool the way it brings people together like that.
Yeah. I mean, just thinking the distance even between the two of us, but then I know you've been the same way too, where, there's people in other countries that jump in and are talking to you and sharing the fun that you're having there too. So, but I will say that too. I've had stressful days where I'm like, do I want to go live tonight? But I end up, I don't know. It's a good release, I guess, like it's fun.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I get to hang out with some friends for a while and, talk about some fun things or whatever we're going to talk about that night. But, it's really good. But yeah, it's interesting. That was definitely a part of it I wasn't expecting, I guess, when I went into it. So did you know anybody that live streamed too much before you started doing it, or you just jumped in? And I would just go, like, out of curiosity, like if you talk to people before and you're like, oh yeah, could do that too. Or if you're just like, yeah, I'm going to try this out.
So, I had started going to the park by myself, after COVID. And, I was in a bunch of random groups on social media, like Facebook and things like that. And I met some people through that. And one of them was like, hey, I'm friends with this big group. Like, why don't you come? I'll introduce you, whatever. And I kind of was reluctant because I was like, I don't know if I want to meet a bunch of strangers and, whatever. And then I thought about it and I was like, it's Disney, like, and they're all a bunch of Disney people. Like, how bad could it be?
Yeah.
So I went, and it was the first day that the character interactions were brought back to the park, where you could actually go up and like hug a character after COVID.
Yeah.
And there was a big group of people and I met them. And at the time there were a couple of couples in there that were streaming. And I honestly, prior to that, had no concept that streaming in the park was even a thing. As often as I was there, I was
just didn't
oblivious.
notice it. Yeah.
Well, I would see people with their phones out, but I thought they were just recording a video or maybe FaceTiming family or something like that.
Sure.
Never even crossed my mind that people would be live streaming in the park. I honestly, I'll admit, I was not a big YouTube person prior to live streaming.
Okay. Yeah.
I went on there just occasionally for like little how-to videos and things like that.
How to fix my dryer.
But, yeah. But I was not like someone that sat and watched live streams or knew anything about them. So that was kind of my introduction. And then I had mentioned how I'd become friends with some of them, and some of them were newer to the Disney scene themselves
Yeah.
and didn't really know a whole lot about the parks. And so as time progressed, they would kind of turn to me and ask me for help, like, oh, do you know about this? Or can you help me with, history on this or the facts about this? And, eventually it morphed into me helping another person with their live streams. And I would go regularly once a week and stream with them in the park. And then it just kind of morphed into like, you need to be doing this. And, I had a lot of friends pushing me and motivating me to do it. And so, yeah.
I love it. Not saying I'm not going to like put you on the spot of exact amount, but do you have any estimate, like in a year, like days, how many days or time you spend at the park at Disneyland? Or
I'm
DCA
usually,
too, like combining both of them? Or...
I'm usually there a minimum of 3 to 4 days a week.
Okay. Yeah.
I stream Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then I'm usually there at least once on the weekend.
Yeah.
But like, especially lately, there's been so much going on with people in town or special events. So I've been there like 4 days a week, a lot of the weeks here lately. There was a time frame when Disney had on the app, your counter for your visits. It's not there anymore. It was only there for a short span of time.
Okay.
And it was funny because everyone was posting it, and other live streamers even were posting it, and they're like, oh, I've got like 300 days, I've got 500 days, and I look at mine and it was 900 some odd days. So I was like, oh geez, okay, I guess I go a lot.
I guess I go there a bit. Well, you're using so I'm assuming it's like the annual pass kind of you do.
Yeah.
For it, or,
Yeah.
So you're definitely using it. What's just
Absolutely.
a good thing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
One thing I've noticed when I've watched some of your live streams, when you're talking about streaming at the park and not noticing, might be before you were live streaming, not noticing other people doing it, but I've seen a couple times on your live streams where you run across other YouTubers or live streamers that are going on, and they'll say hi. You'd be like, "Hey, Katie," or what, and you recognize each other. Do you find that happening more now that you're doing that? That you run across other people doing it too and recognizing each other while you're both live streaming?
Yes, and there's a lot more people live streaming now than there were 3 or 4 years ago.
Okay.
Like especially in the park, the amount of people that are now live streaming there is absolutely insane.
Yeah.
It's really blown up the last couple of years.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Just sharing those experiences, but yeah, I just noticed that a few different times where you'll be like, oh, hey, and they're talking, and I see them with their phones up, and, and you get talking for a little bit. And I just kind of wondered how often that happened, because I know it's a large park, but if you have that much going on, I figured if there's a lot of people doing that, there's a good chance you'll run across each other when you're.
Absolutely. You're guaranteed to run across other live streamers every single stream. Guaranteed.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of if they're YouTube or TikTok. You're like, are they horizontal or vertical? Yeah.
Which way are you streaming? Yeah, I could see that for sure. Do you have any advice? Like, so if somebody's coming there just for a quick vacation, you obviously know a lot about the park. If you're going there that often, and it's it out. Not saying you got to be really detailed here, but if somebody's like, hey, I want to take my kids there, I want to do a little vacation. Do you have any suggestions of places for them to do a little research beforehand? Because I'm assuming you'd say kind of figure some stuff out before you just show up at the park, or what would be your advice to people?
My number one thing would be to download the Disneyland app onto your phone.
Okay.
And get familiar with how it's used. Get comfortable with using it, because it's going to be your lifeline while you're in the park.
Yeah.
You can mobile order food while you're there through it. That'll save you a lot of time, so you're not waiting in lines to order and pick up food.
Yeah.
It'll show you wait times for attractions. It'll tell you what times and location characters will be out. It'll tell you times and locations of various shows in the park. You can see menus for food items on there. So that's my 100% must do for anyone that's going to be going to the park, because it will save you a lot of time and a lot of stress.
Mm-hmm.
So, and with that ties into make sure you have a phone charger.
Yep.
because
Yeah.
there's not a lot of areas where you can plug in and charge in the
Yeah.
park.
Yeah.
So make sure you have a portable phone charger or multiples. So yeah, absolutely.
I could see that for sure. Yeah, even more. Yeah, especially when you say there's so much information you can get off the app, and if your phone goes down, then
Yeah.
you're not getting that. But I tell you what, I'm gonna do a quick run through on this. I don't want to keep you too long. I absolutely having a joy talking to you. I can see going longer. I don't want to keep you super late tonight. But maybe sometime if it sounds fun, maybe do it again and hit some stuff. But like I said, I don't want to make you feel like you're going to go all night long here. But just going to say hi to Josh here, Papa Goss in here saying good evening. We had Prince in here saying hi. I love at least saying hi to everybody. So sorry if I'm missing everything or anything. Anthony in here. How we doing? We're doing good. G-Man was saying Disney is walking a tightrope. A big part of Disneyland's appeal is nostalgia, yet they want to offer new experiences. Change is unavoidable, but it must be done without erasing 70 years of memories. So, you
Yeah,
agree with
I
that?
agree with that. I
Mhm.
100% agree with that. Because the nostalgia is what brings so many people back.
Mm-hmm.
They want to relive that childhood memory. They want to go on their favorite ride from when they were younger. And the
Mm-hmm.
more they take that stuff away, the less of that attachment people will feel to the parks. So
Yeah.
it's a fine line. You want to add the new and draw in that new younger crowd, but you also don't want to lose all of those previous generations with all of their attachments and loves for different things.
Oh, absolutely. I can see that for sure. Usarn G was saying, how did they change Splash Mountain? But did you say they shut it down completely or they
So it's no longer
or change?
Splash Mountain. It's
Mm.
been rethemed to Tiana's, The Princess and the Frog.
Oh, okay.
So it used to be themed to I'm having a Dory brain moment. I can't think of the name of the film that it used to be themed to.
Oh, I'm drawing a blank too.
I can't think off the top of my head right now. I know someone will know it. Thank you, Teddy Webb, Song of the South.
Song of the There you go.
Yeah, it used to
Leave
be
it to the
themed to
chat.
Song
They
of the
always
South.
do. Yep.
And they said it was like bordering on like racism and things like that, the actual film itself. And so they wanted to remove it because of that and be more politically correct. So they rethemed it to Tiana's Bayou Adventure based on The Princess and the Frog.
Okay.
So it's basically supposed to take place after The Princess and the Frog film ends. So it's kind of like a continuation of the film.
Okay.
But it's got all of the characters from the film, minus Dr. Facilier. So.
Yeah, that was one of the princesses that was pretty new at the time we went. And my daughter was pretty excited to get her autograph when I was talking about getting the book and because that was a pretty recent movie in her memory was Princess and the Frog. So
see, and that's the thing right there. That's her attachment. She's that younger generation, and that's going to make her remember that nostalgia when she's older.
Correct.
So it's that fine balance, It's
tough,
hard.
It's like they were saying, fine line. Yeah, fine line for sure. But yeah, it's just when you come into it. But I can understand if that was then, her, however many years later, if she goes back and they change it to another newer movie that comes out, I could see where she'd be like, oh, I remember it was Tiana's adventure, or what have you. But Anthony was saying just subbed up to your channel. So thank you, Anthony. I was going to say, I do have that link. If you, for some reason, you have not checked out Katie over at Main Street Cowgirl, in the description, we got a link to her channel. Please, doesn't cost you anything. Go check out her channel. We got Sin in here. Sin's Corner saying hello. Thanks for jumping in here. Like I said, I don't want to miss anybody, but also I know Katie has a life and needs to sleep at some point tonight too. So
What sleep?
Yeah, I know. Well, that's kind of how I've been lately. I'll say that. We got Stone in here saying good evening, everyone. Thanks for jumping in here. Yeah, that was I always say leave it to the chat. Before I can think of it, somebody in the chat will throw the answer out there. So they bailed me out
Exactly.
so many different times. um all right, I think yeah, there you go. Katie doesn't sleep. Right there. Um so I'll say that we can wrap it up for evening. Like I said, I'm having so much fun, but I always like to keep this manageable so it doesn't feel like your whole evening. If you had fun and want to do it again sometime, I would absolutely love it. You're so much fun to talk to, and I feel like there's so many other ways we could jump into this. And like I said, I love that you've mixed other things into your channel too. So definitely the visiting the parks, I've seen that so much in yours. But yeah, seeing your horses, seeing you cooking. I've seen Legos being brought out, at some point too. So, do you just continue to, yeah, if the mood strikes you, you just like, oh, we'll go live and do something.
Yeah, I mean, if there's something that I feel like can be kind of interactive and other people might enjoy, then
Yeah.
absolutely, the more the merrier kind of thing,
Yeah.
A lot of the issues for me, there's so many places and things I want to take everyone, but it's hard because of cell phone signal, especially out where I live. It's a little
Oh,
bit more
sure.
rural.
Hmm.
So,
I have
we
that
kind of
problem
go on
too.
the outskirts where all the cool stuff is and there's no phone service. So it's like, I want to live stream it, but I have to vlog it, so,
Yeah. I
but
run into that problem as well. I'm out in the country a bit as well. And it, is bad if you get away from the Wi-Fi signal of the house, then it just goes downhill after that.
yeah.
But, oh, we do have a question here from Stone. What is your favorite Disney character? Do you have one?
I have the ones I named earlier in the meet and greet area,
Yeah.
Chip and Dale, Winnie the
Yeah.
Pooh, and Eeyore.
Good ones for
They're my
sure.
favorite.
I know, I know I said I was wrapping up and I keep on talking. I always joke it's a Midwest goodbye. I'll say goodbye 25 times before we actually wrap it up. So I won't keep you too long, but, one thing I thought was really cool when I took our kids and especially my daughter was seeing her face when she saw some of these characters in real life. And I was pretty amazed by, the cast members, their dedication, I guess, or, getting into the character and what they do and how well they treat the kids and everything when they do. What are your thoughts on them? Like your experiences with them. And I don't know. I'll just leave it at that. I was pretty blown away with some of them.
I think the characters and the cast members are incredible.
Mm,
Especially a lot of them actually learn ASL so that they can communicate with the kids that
nice.
are not
Nice.
able to speak.
Nice.
And in person in the videos that you see where those kids feel so seen and
Hmm.
so recognized and noticed, it's incredible because they change, their whole demeanor changes.
Hmm.
And to see any child, whether they're verbal, nonverbal, whatever, just the way they light up and come to life when this character, is there in person and they're able to interact and talk with them. And it's a beautiful thing to see. Even just seeing a child in general in the park for the first time or one of their few visits or whatever, just seeing their face light up when they see the castle, when they see a character,
Hmm.
a ride, whatever it is, seeing
It's
the
like,
park through a child's
it's
eyes.
really right. It's right there. It's right in front of
Yeah.
me.
I mean, just seeing the park through their eyes is so incredible because there's things that as adults, and especially someone who's at the park regularly, you kind of take for granted.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And so when you see their reactions, it's like, wow, like this is what it's all about.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So does that, light that fire again for you again when you see like the kids and they're like,
Oh, absolutely.
yeah, yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah,
I honestly, I love coming to the park with people that either A, have never been there before,
yeah.
B, have not been there since they were a child, or D, are a child that are, coming for the first time. Like I took my
Yeah.
goddaughter a few years ago and it was her first visit and she just, I was in tears like half the time I was there just because like seeing her reaction. So
You're
yeah,
like watching her
absolutely.
more than anything else around, just watching her
Oh,
face. Like,
100%.
yeah. That's
Yeah.
it's a cool feeling. But I will say there's something about all of it. There's just something to it. I don't know how to explain it, but when you see a kid's face when they're seeing some of those characters or some of, like you said, the castle or things like that for the first time, it's fun to, I remember looking at my daughter's face like a ton during that time because you're like, okay, this is why we're here, kind of a
Yeah.
thing. But
You're like, okay, it was worth however much we
yeah,
just spent on it. Like, forget it. When are we doing it again?
yeah, yeah. That long flight was worth it. Yeah, it
Yeah.
was definitely. But no, I absolutely love that. No, it's definitely. Oh, we had saying poo friends and Chippendale for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Emily was saying the South takes an hour to say goodbye. Well, Midwest is pretty similar. So Emily, you and I would get along well or either that or we never say goodbye. We just keep on going. But I will, I'll put a pin in it for right now. But Katie, I want to say thank you so much I know it's a Friday night. I know you're busy. I know you're going to the park a ton. I truly appreciate you taking the time to, I know we've chatted in your live streams and things, but taking a chance, not somebody very well to come onto the channel, small channel and do this. I truly appreciate you taking the
No,
time to do
I
that.
appreciate you inviting me, honestly.
Yeah.
Very kind of you. And I enjoy your content. You're very easy to talk to
Oh,
and
thank
watch.
you.
Your live streams, they're so relaxing. So,
I hope so. Cause like I said, this is my escape too. Like when you're talking about having a stressful day or a stressful week or something, this is my, unwinding like fun time. So I'm glad it comes off that way, that you enjoyed
absolutely.
it like that
Absolutely.
too. But no, like I said, you're awesome. I was gonna say in person here talking like this, you're exactly like your live streams and you're a very inviting, welcoming person. And I love how well you keep your chat is way crazier than anything I ever have. And you keep on top of that so well. It's impressive. And so
Thank
I'll
you.
say that's definitely something I aim for to keep up with it. And yeah, it's the reason why we do the live streams, right?
For
Why do
sure.
a live stream if you're not going to hang out and talk with the people that are popping in there,
Exactly.
and saying
Exactly.
stuff. But if you don't mind hanging out for just a minute after we go off live, I'll just say to everybody again, if you happen to not know Katie's channel, Main Street Cowgirl, link is in the description. But I will say the chat has been wonderful tonight. Thank you so much for turning out. Like I was just saying, this is the reason we do it, to have good friends like you come out here, hang out with us, throw questions out, laugh with us, chat with us. So thank you all so much for doing this. And we'll just say, love y'all. And we'll talk to y'all really soon. So we'll see y'all.